Well, not necessarily.
Yes, it is.
No.
They didn't become ignorant in the last 2 years, Kathy.
But those aren't the voters I'm talking about.
If you want to tell me that
I'm
young
talking
voters,
about the voters that come up in 2 years that are now 16 years old.
If you want to tell me, yeah, but that you can't tell me this just started.
No, but
if you
what
want
I'm
to tell me
saying,
that there's a phenomenon of uninformed or underinformed voters, I'm telling you we're looking at the evidence of that already with this president.
But what I'm saying
No,
is
we're not.
we are the dinosaurs of this argument. That what in our little AARP crowd that unites and starts voting is going to start dropping off dead, is going to be suffering from dementia, is not going to be able to make conscious decisions, and we're relying on the youth of today to run us tomorrow. And unless somebody gets in there and educates them and makes sure that they understand the concepts of how politics works and how important your vote is and how important it is to get involved in politics, everything Doug says is true, but who is he talking to? That group isn't prepared to do this.
I think this group that you think elected Barack Obama, maybe they just were hoping for something different.
Yes.
Than what we had.
Yes.
I mean, where did these people get? I mean, it wasn't just that demographic that got him elected.
They were deceived.
Actually, it was.
No, they weren't deceived.
They were deceived.
Actually, it was.
We won't get fooled again.
But you know what? I think the criticism now, I honestly think that the intent was good to promote change. And I think when change arrived in Washington, Washington didn't allow the change to occur. And I don't care who you are, or what you do, or what Tea Party you belong to. When you get to Washington, it stays the same.
We've had tremendous change in the last 2 years. Tremendous change. It's just that nobody in the country wants it.
Well, there you go.
Who says, I don't know if that's true.
It is true.
You know what I think? I think that what's happening is that when people say something, it's Fox News 24/7 telling you something. It's just like that old story. If somebody tells you your shoes are untied, eventually you're going to go look down there and see. They're not.
Because you wore your loafers.
You're using Velcro. But you're going to look down there eventually. And I know you're laughing at me, but I think that that's part of it.
I'm smiling at you.
If you keep saying something over and over and over again, it becomes fact. It becomes true.
And change has to start somewhere.
I'll tell you where change needs to start. We need to take a look at what we're talking about on a federal level. Take a look at what's going on in Austin. Take a look at what's going on with county government, city government, with our school boards. Look how much money it takes to run a school right now, how much it takes to build a school, how much money a superintendent is paid, how much money all the administrators, not the teachers, but the administrators, how many administrators there are.
But what is your complaint about that?
There's fiscal irresponsibility
all the way
down the line.
But it's not just education. It goes. Look at the automobile industry.
That's what I just said. It's pervasive everywhere. But if you're talking about changing government and the laws that are written and how we live our lives and how much money is spent, it needs to start with the federal, go to the state, go to the county, go to the city.
It needs to start at the grassroots, like the Tea Party's trying, and work its way up.
Whatever motion, up, down, however it starts, it needs to happen. Look at the city government this year. We are in a recession. We're not out of it yet.
Are you going to complain about the city manager's salary?
No, yes, but let me continue here. The city has reduced revenue from lower taxes, but they gave city workers a 2% pay increase. Now, I'm not knocking the city workers, but how fiscally responsible is that? How do you justify that when we're in the middle of a recession and we have reduced revenues? How do you justify that?
Well, what's wrong with city workers getting a 2% raise?
Not now.
If you look at me, we got a raise in education, but they raised our health care. So our raise is a negative 1%. There was no raise.
Guess what? My health care costs went up for me, too.
Why
shouldn't they go up for you?
All I'm saying is if we pay somebody $300 and some odd $1,000 a year to run our city, and she looks at the budget, and she makes the budget work, and she works it to benefit her employees. I'm not going to be critical of that.
I am. You know why? Because they're cutting hours for seniors at community centers to do this. That's why one of the reasons I'm critical of it.
And so you have nowhere to play dominoes in the afternoon.
It just flies in the face of any kind of fiscal responsibility.
There's always.
When businesses make less money, they cut costs. And why should government be any different? Why should public employees be any different than those of us who work in the private marketplace?
Okay, who should be president? In that case, Should it be a business person? Should Bill Gates be president of the United States?
It should.
But Bill Gates is too smart to be president. That's my point. He doesn't want to do that.
So we need a stupid executive, Cathey,
No,
right?
that's what I'm saying. It's the stupid people that are going to run.
Like Clinton, he can do more where he is now than he ever could being president. There's just more leeway in the real world.
What, get more girls?
I don't care about that. You know, I never cared about that. Okay? Who cares? You know what George Washington died of? He died of pneumonia before he died of syphilis. Who cares?
Boy, you talk about revisionist
history.
Well,
there's a history lesson I never got.
History? I lived in Mount Vernon. I know all the secrets.
She was with George Washington.
They're all there underneath the house, in the house.
KTSA News Time is 10:50. Jack Riccardi 10 to 1. It's Gang of Four. It's Lisa Hunt, First Lady of the Left. Or just the loudest person on Gang of Four today. Are your headphones too loud, dear?
Is this my button?
Down at the bottom.
Let me help. How's that? Is that better?
I can't hear anything now. I don't know.
That's how I want it.
They took us all.
That's how I want it.
Go away.
If I could turn the microphone down that way, I would too.
By design.
Doug Vair, Cathey, Meyer. Here's all you need to know about that Tea Party, courtesy of Mad Men star John Hamm on Bill Maher's HBO show. Take a listen to this.
Anybody think this Tea Party is racist? Is there anything racist? Am I making that up?
Well, I think that's what it's all sort of couched in. Is this sort of secret? That's the secret agenda. You know, when they say that, or Gingrich says that he's a Lao tribesman, it's all sort of code, and it does sort of stir up that.
What is a Lao tribe? I'm not familiar with this tribe. I thought I knew the African tribes, but I guess I didn't.
They're just exotic. That's the message there. It's that exotic message that Obama's exotic.
So when you've got nothing else to say, when your president is down in the polls, when your party is losing seats in the Congress, when you can't respond on any intellectual level, when you really can't relate to the frustration that Americans are feeling about their paychecks, their health care, their freedoms, because you live a very privileged life, I guess you call it racist. That which you do not understand, therefore, becomes racist.
I think the majority of people who would listen to this asinine interview would just be so dismissive of this that they would just say this is the most absurd thing I've ever heard.
And change the channel.
Yes, absolutely.
I disagree. I think that the people who watch that show and listen to those opinions, that's very self-affirming for them.
Well,
they've already believed
that. I watch
that
show and I don't believe that.
They already believe it. All right, well, I'm generalizing, but I think people...
I'm just saying, I do believe there is some racism in what's going on. You can't deny that.
It's funny,
There's no evidence of that.
All the racism I hear is racism where Democrats are imagining it, ginning it up, and accusing the Republicans of it. But where are the actual racist quotes or racist gestures? In other words, they keep warning us it's coming. This movement is very racist. This ideology is very racist.
We're just too focused on Muslims right now.
Where is it?
We're focused on hating Muslims, so it may be that is cloaking it. I don't have any idea.
Who's we?
The whole country is focused on Muslims.
Really?
Well, the Quran burning a day.
The Quran didn't get burned.
The Texas Board of Education's a little unhappy.
The Texas, the textbooks.
See, this is deflection. This is what the left does, Jack. This is what the left does. It deflects.
Give me a break.
When it has no logical response, it deflects and moves to something else to take you off your game.